Tonight on KRCG 13 Live at 5, a Jefferson City man is suing the City of Columbia and 2 police officers. We'll tell you why. Today marks the 2nd anniversary of the shooting death of Michael Brown, causing protests in Ferguson and around the country. And a teen's on the run and 2 others behind bars after a shots fired call over the weekend in Jefferson City.
So we're live in Jefferson City for another big backyard barbecue. KRCG 13 Live at 5 starts right now.
Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 Live at 5.
Good evening. I'm Megan Lane. Thanks for joining us. A Jefferson City man suing the City of Columbia and 2 police officers. He's claiming they used excessive force when they arrested him 2 years ago. KRCG 13 Stephanie Hirata joins us live from Columbia to explain the lawsuit.
Columbia police arrested Jordan Finnegar outside a bar on July 10th of 2014. According to Finnegar's complaint, Officer Lori Simpson accused him of trespassing while he was on the public sidewalk in front of Willie's Pub and Pool. Finnegar called Simpson a lesbian. She then proceeded to arrest him, which Finnegar now claims was not provoked. In the process, the complaint says Officer Simpson pinned Finnegar's left arm behind his back. Officer Patrick Corcoran also participated in the arrest. Finnegar claims Corcoran pushed him to the ground and left him unconscious when his head hit the sidewalk. The lawsuit says the officers then handcuffed Finnegar and left him in a pool of blood. Now Finnegar claims the city failed to instruct, supervise, control, and discipline the officers.
These 2 particular officers on that particular night acted inappropriately, and I believe my client has suffered, and I think this lawsuit can benefit the City of Columbia and the citizens there in their interaction with the officers.
Prosecutors charged Finnegar of assaulting a law enforcement officer and resisting an arrest. In addition to the trespassing, those charges were dropped. We reached out to the Columbia Police Department, but they declined to comment, citing the pending litigation. Reporting live in Columbia, Stephanie Hirata, KRCG 13.
Today marks the 2nd anniversary of the shooting death of Michael Brown in Ferguson. The unarmed 18-year-old was shot by Officer Darren Wilson August 9th, 2014. A grand jury decided not to indict the officer. Brown's death sparked days of sometimes violent protests in Ferguson, along with around the country. It also led to the Department of Justice investigation into policing and court practices in the city. It resulted in an agreement this year between the federal agency and the city, calling for sweeping changes. A 17-year-old boy is at large tonight after a drug deal turned violent in Jefferson City. Police say Dakota Foster is wanted for questioning. That's after that shots fired incident. 2 other teens, they're now in jail as a result. KRCG 13's Ashley Zavala, she joins us now with all the details. Ashley.
Yeah, Megan, police tell us the shots fired incident stems from a failed purchase of marijuana-laced cookies. They believe Dakota Foster is the shooter. Foster's alleged accomplices, a 13-year-old girl and an 18-year-old Alex Walker, who you see on your screen here, of Callaway County, are in custody tonight. Police requested prosecutors file charges for both teens, including assault in the 1st degree and possession with intent to distribute. The investigation started Sunday night after the victim tried to buy the marijuana chocolate chip cookies from the suspects. Investigators say the shots fired broke out during a car chase on the 300 block of Mesa Avenue as the suspects tried to gun down the potential buyer.
There was a dispute over to the quantity and or cost of the cookies, which escalated into one person who happened to have a firearm on him, threatening the potential buyer, and then the chase ensued.
Investigators say the teens, who are all from Callaway County, are well known to the Callaway County Sheriff's Office. Police believe Foster is armed and dangerous. Megan.
All right, thanks, Ashley. The Glover Spring Lake Dam near County Road 101 in Callaway County still has water flowing from the cut in the dam after it broke last week. Last Tuesday, water from the dam washed away parts of County Road 101 and left its bridge separated from the road. Officials inspected the bridge Monday and determined there was no structural damage to it. County officials are in a holding pattern now. That's because they want to make sure future rains in the lake don't wash any more of the road away. Officials say it will cost several $1,000s to fix the road.
And now, your KRCG 13 Weather Authority First Weather.
We are live at the Big Backyard Barbecue, the Thank You Barbecue tonight. We are in Jefferson City out at McClung Park, and we have some folks that are pretty excited about the barbecue. You guys ready?
Yeah!
Oh, they are ready. We got some good stuff on the grill tonight. We'll find out more about that here coming up a little bit later on. In the meantime, we've got some pretty good weather across the area. Lots of sunshine. How many of you guys got wet on your way here today? Nobody? Couple of you did. There was a couple folks that did run into some rain, and it happened here in Jefferson City, as a matter of fact. Here's a live look over the state capitol, our Scruggs Lumber camera, and you can see some of those clouds off in the distance. Right now we are looking at dry streets. We're near the capitol, and we did have some rain showers out near McClung Park earlier today in the east end of Jefferson City. A few pop-ups are around the area, some of them moving out of Fayette, or near Fayette, out of Howard County. And again, moving to the Columbia area. I think some areas near Columbia may run into some more showers here later on tonight. No severe weather expected, but we could encounter some brief heavy downpours. Temperatures, seasonal. We're in the upper 80s right now. 88 degrees in Jefferson City, a degree warmer. Columbia, Sedalia right now at 90 degrees. Looking at the rest of your evening, we are going to find mostly clear skies. A few more clouds by the morning. And as we get into the day here for your Wednesday, we're going to talk a little bit more about the humidity. Again, we'll talk all about that humidity and temperatures in your 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Zach. A Marshall man will not be charged with 3 felonies accusing him of attempting to kill a Marshall police officer last year. Carl Rudgen pleaded guilty Monday to resisting arrest by fleeing. Prosecutors dropped the felony charges of assault on a law enforcement officer, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. That's according to police. Back in May 2015, Rudgen was wanted for a parole violation when he was spotted in a Walmart parking lot. When officers tried to stop him, they say he pulled out a gun and pointed it at an officer's head. He then pulled the trigger. They say the gun didn't go off, though. However, video surveillance from Walmart contradicts what officers said. Rudgen was sentenced Monday to 4 years in prison. A spokesperson for the Marshall Police Department says they cannot comment on this ongoing personnel matter. We will hear from Rudgen's lawyer coming up tonight at 10. A Jamestown man says he's not guilty of killing his baby boy. 30-year-old Christopher Buxton was arraigned in Montauk County Court this morning. He entered a plea of not guilty. He faces charges of second-degree murder in the death of his infant son. 2-month-old Kyler Buxton died at Women and Children's Hospital in Columbia from injuries which an autopsy report lists as non-accidental trauma. Buxton will appear in court again next Tuesday for a bond hearing. Zach has a full check of our forecast coming up after the break. Plus, with just 90 days until Election Day, the 2016 presidential candidates are campaigning in key swing states.
Your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
Well, we do have a few isolated showers around the area tonight. Most of us, that's going to be a non-issue. Some of those showers will be in effect here through about sunset. Beyond sunset, noticing the skies, most of us will find a mostly clear sky. Temperatures are still going to remain on the muggy side. We're going to fall back through the 70s as we go through the rest of your evening with a light wind out of the southeast at roughly 5 miles per hour. Looking ahead to the weekend. Some morning storms there for your Saturday. They should continue through about midday. Then becoming partly cloudy, still looking for highs pretty comfortable there. We're looking for the mid-80s both Saturday and Sunday. Dry for your Sunday, some scattered clouds, and we'll find low to mid-80s for your Sunday. Here's a look at clouds and radar, and you can see some of those showers and thunderstorms. They were fairly strong as they were rolling through the Fayette area and there through Boonville. They continue to weaken, and now we just have a couple isolated cells. One just north of Columbia near Mexico right now, some near Boonville and Versailles. You're finding a couple areas of some light rain showers. Again, no severe weather, but some brief heavy downpours possible with that, and a little bit of some lightning. Temperatures right now, we are in the 80s, 87 from Mexico to Fulton. Columbia right now at 89, warmer Versailles at 90 degrees. A couple degrees cooler, Jefferson City, but still on the warm side. We are at 88. Here's a live look on our Scruggs Lumber camera showing some clouds off in the distance. They're building, and you could encounter a few sprinkles, but most of us tonight not going to have to worry about it. 88 degrees for Jefferson City with an east to southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. That dew point right now at 75, so those have creeped back up into the mid-70s. And with that dew point, that makes it feel like 98 degrees across the area. We are going to have to deal with a little bit more of that heat and humidity over the next couple of days. The bigger picture, not a whole lot happening across the state, just a few of those isolated showers and thunderstorms. Some more activity down in southwest Missouri, especially northwest Arkansas around the Fayetteville area and towards Tulsa. Some of those showers and thunderstorms may creep into southwest Missouri. Again, we could find a little bit of that cloud cover, but we won't have to worry about much. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. It does pick up on a couple of those isolated cells tonight, and beyond sunset, they disappear. In fact, we're going to start your Wednesday morning off on a quiet note, a few clouds here and there. As we go through the afternoon on your Wednesday, we'll find more sunshine. A few pop-ups will still be possible, but overall still looking for a pretty good day as we go through your Wednesday. Wednesday night into Thursday, clouds continue to clear out. We'll still find warm temperatures. In fact, the humidity will linger. And for your Thursday afternoon, look for a mostly sunny sky with a few clouds late in the day with high temperatures back into the 90s. So it is going to be fairly warm here over the next couple days. In fact, tonight will be a muggy night, looking for the low 70s tomorrow morning, right around 72. Make it to 92 on your Wednesday. Again, a chance for some showers, a few isolated pop-ups there. Again, for your Wednesday, most of us will be dry. Same thing for Thursday. The difference between Wednesday and Thursday is going to be that heat index. Tomorrow, that heat index will be really close to 100 degrees. On Thursday, it will be a lot closer to 105. Then we get into Friday, and by Friday afternoon and evening, we'll start to find those rain showers increasing. Big Brothers Big Sisters golf tournament Friday afternoon out at Oak Hills. I think everything will start okay. By the time that's wrapping up, there could be a few rain showers in the area. Rain there for your Saturday morning, looking at 84 degrees, more comfortable for the weekend. And notice the low to mid 80s continue into early next week. We're here live at the McClung Park for the big backyard barbecue. It's the Thank You Barbecue. We've invited about 120 winners that won from this season, and we had about half of them RSVP tonight, again, doing some good things with the Missouri Beef Council. Megan, back to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. Donald Trump faces more Republican backlash. Coming up on KRCG 13 Live at 5, how the billionaire businessman is responding to the 50-plus top GOP officials saying he's not fit to be commander-in-chief.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Jones Bell-Tone Hearing Care.
13 Live at 5 with Megan Lang and weather with Zach Paul. KRCG 13 Live at 5.
Hillary Clinton's campaigning in Florida, the state with the most electoral votes up for grabs out of all the battleground states. It's also the focus of a national health concern, and Donald Trump is facing some concerns of his own tonight. Craig Boswell is at the White House with more details.
Hillary Clinton is in Miami, ground zero for the battle against the Zika virus in the U.S. Tuesday, she toured a health care clinic and called on Congress to step up funding.
I would very much urge the leadership of Congress to call people back for a special session and get a bill passed.
A new Quinnipiac poll shows Clinton and Trump neck and neck in Florida. She has a 4-point advantage in Ohio and is up 10 points in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump followed up his speech on the economy yesterday with a rally in Wilmington, North Carolina Tuesday.
The thing I'm doing, I'm cutting taxes big league, especially for the middle class and especially for businesses.
But Trump is facing criticism from 50 former national security officials who wrote this letter saying Donald Trump isn't qualified to be president or commander-in-chief. Jim Jeffrey, the deputy national security advisor to President George W. Bush, signed the letter.
As a president, we think that he would be the most reckless president in American history. Those are very strong words, but that's how at least I feel.
But Trump dismissed the group as the failed Washington elite who are jealous because he hasn't asked them for advice.
The old group was not doing it. Take a look at the Middle East. Take a look at the problems that we have. And the last people I want to use are the people that have been doing it for the last long period of time.
Trump says the people on the list helped start the war in Iraq and are responsible for the creation of ISIS. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
A recent Washington Post poll showed 67% of Americans surveyed say Trump does not have the temperament or personality to be president. In other news tonight, there's more trouble in store for people with Delta flights today. The world's second largest airline says cancellation and delays caused by a computer system failure have spilled into now a second day. The outage grounded Delta flights for at least 6 hours on Monday. Hundreds of thousands of passengers were stranded. Delta says the computer system is back up and running, but the after effects are still being felt. The company says it expects to cancel about 100 flights today and delay 200 more. Delta says it's continuing to investigate exactly what went wrong. We're wrapping up our Backyard Barbecue Summer Series, and we're going out with a bang.
Hey, we are live at McClung Park in Jefferson City, and the stakes are on. It's Backyard Barbecue time. We'll tell you more about it and meet a cattleman in just a moment.
Got the jacket and the Swiss Army knife. Now, I guess I'm...
Welcome back to our big backyard barbecue, the season finale. We've had a lot of fun this summer all over the place in Columbia, California, Jefferson City, and Fulton. Now we're back to Jeff City, and the steaks are on. Man, they look so good. They smell good, and guess what? I got a little taste. They taste good, too. Taylor Tuttle is with the Missouri Beef Council. And Taylor, tell us more about what we're serving up tonight for our special guests.
Well, tonight we have a strip steak, which is actually part of the T-bone. So in addition to the strip steak, we also have Lutz's chips and baked beans and green beans. So it's definitely going to be delicious.
Great. And Taylor, we pulled out all the stops tonight. We have some guest grillers.
Yes, we sure do. We have the Cole, Callaway, and Montauk County cattlemen. So these gentlemen are the cattlemen that raise the great quality beef that we have here in the United States.
One of those guys happens to be your uncle, right?
Yeah, he's actually on the grill right now.
Let's go talk to him. Tom Heumann from the Montauk County Cattlemen's Association. Tom, give us a couple of tips. For us who aren't that great at grilling, what do you need to do to make a good steak on the grill?
Practice. But on the steak, that's more your medium. See, it's bending like that.
Right.
When it's more stiffer, it's more medium well.
Really?
Don't puncture it. Just kind of get some good grill marks on it.
Okay.
When you're grilling charcoal, I always put the seasoning, whatever I'm using on the steaks, in the fire. It brings some flavor. My neighbors go wild. It smells good.
It smells great. You gave me a test a little earlier. Is that important to test them and taste them along the way?
Testers are definitely needed all the time.
I'm good at that part.
Yeah. It brings your neighbors across the street and everywhere else coming to your house.
And you told me something great about grilling summertime and getting together with families.
Oh, yeah. This is what it's all about. That's why these gentlemen right here, and we're in the beef business. Right here, friends and family. When we're in America, we can do that.
Amen. Hey, thank you, Tom. It's a great time out at the backyard barbecue, and I wish you were here. But we're going to have a fun time tonight. Zach will be back with more in a little while. We'll send it back to you, Megan.
I wish I was there as well. Thanks, Rod. Zach has a final check of our forecast coming up.
What you doing? Just checking my free credit score at Credit Karma.
Back at the backyard barbecue, visited with some kids a little bit earlier, excited for the food. Now, outside, ready to go for the barbecue. And of course, you could probably smell that at home, especially if you're in the neighborhood of McClung Park. Again, this is smelling fantastic. The weather tonight looking pretty good. You may run into an isolated shower, maybe a rumble of thunder. Most of us aren't going to have to worry about the rain tonight. We will have the humidity returning tonight. Temperatures tomorrow morning back into the lower and mid 70s. Wednesday, we're going to start the day off with some cloud cover, looking for a partly cloudy sky by the afternoon. We could run into some pop-ups again late in the afternoon, looking for temperatures low to mid 90s. The heat index tomorrow near 100 degrees. It gets a little warmer for Thursday. Temperatures start climbing closer to the mid 90s. That heat index between 100 to 105. And once again, I think we could find some pop-ups. So we get into Friday again, temperatures a little bit cooler. Big Brothers Big Sisters golf tournament Friday afternoon out at Oak Hills. I think it'll be dry to start, but towards that late round, I do think we could find maybe a few sprinkles entering in the mid-Missouri area. Cooler for the weekend, though, and things are looking good, Megan. We are live at the big backyard barbecue. Back in the studio to you.
It does look good. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you at 6. Have a great night.